I consider myself a professional trader. If you look at our swing machine, the swing machine on a daily basis on the Russell is up 1,800 in 14 days. 10 contracts would be 108. On a weekly basis, just 40 weeks, 13. Monthly, 5 months, 4,600. The S&P, just 76 days, 11,700, 16,000, 70,000. 10 of those would be nice, right? NQ, in just 62 days, almost 12,000. 10 of those would be 120 grand. 19,000 on a weekly. Monthly, 73,000. On the YM, 5,000. 19,000 on a weekly, 18,000. If you were trading the VIX, 8,000, 19,000, 86,000. Why do I sound so pensive? I'm Bag of Don at StockMarketCaddy.com, and I'm always reminding our members, and I always say to other folks that, when it comes to the markets, I pretty much assume I'm the dumbest guy in the room. That whatever is known by everyone else except me, and if I find out about it, I'm the last guy to find out about it. Years ago, we used to refer to the markets as faux, as fake, and now that same term is being used, all the time in terms of the media. I think as a trader, you have to separate yourself from what goes on in the market and never ask why or ever try to make sense of it, because in our view, the markets are fake. And they probably always have. But now with technology and social media and all of the information that's available to us, I think it's very, very, very evident. And I want to just share with you a couple of things, and politics aside. But back in 2008, when we had the so-called financial crisis, if you cut it down to size, the financial crisis was the kernel to the financial crisis was that people had loaned money to people who couldn't afford to pay them back to buy products that were overvalued. That's the rub of it. And from around that, there were politicians and banksters that did other things to make even more money on top of money. And then when ultimately this scam collapsed, the government had to step in, and the people who first loaned the money, who got caught holding the bag, who hadn't exited, had to take a haircut on their bonds, had to take a haircut on the interest rate. The banks screamed to the high heaven, we can't hold this bad paper on our books, we'll never see the light of day. And the Federal Reserve, with the permission of the federal government, comes in and says, give us your bad paper, we will give you dollars for it, and we'll sit on that bad paper. And as the economy slowed because of the shock, what does the Federal Reserve do? What do the politicians do? Do they make any structural changes? Do they say, here's an opportunity? No. The Federal Reserve prints money, although we're in debt, and with the expectation that they could print our way to growth and print our way out of it year after year after year. And as measured by the stock market, they were a booming success. Okay, so, they were measuring the stock market just as Trump is measuring the stock market today. We have the same things going on now. That was a financial crisis baked into the housing market. But we have a financial crisis in student loans. We have financial crises around healthcare. We have financial crises around pensions, obligations that have been made by county governments, state governments, federal governments. Look no further than the Dallas Police Department, unable to get their pensions. Yesterday, the Teamsters on the East Coast taking it in the shorts. Do you really think that a teacher, a sanitation worker, can retire in their 50s, collect $50,000 a year for the rest of their life from their county, In some instances, it's even more than that. When they need an open heart operation, charge the county $200,000. Long-term care as well. At what point do we realize how much growth would we need to really cover all of that? And last night, God love him, he seems like a likable chap. Trump in the well of the House with the two boobs behind him, Ryan and the other guy, Pence, talking to the rest of the boobs. Doesn't talk about reducing the debt, doesn't talk about making structural changes. What is he going to do? He is now going to spend. As Ted Baxter said on the O'Reilly report, O'Reilly himself, well, he's going to have to extend the debt in order to reduce the debt. Here we go. So rather than printing money, which we'll still do, now we're going to spend money like crazy, and we're going to spend our way into growth. Sure. Sound a little strange? And the market cheers it. The market goes up. Suddenly, the stock that you held yesterday is worth billions of dollars more today because we're extending the debt. Something seem a little strange there? So as you ponder, as you will, and even us, what is going on in the markets, don't even ask. It's nothing but a money chase. It's always been a money chase. It's fake. We have a fake media reporting on fake politicians, reporting on a fake market. And I'd go so far as to say there's a lot of other fakeness and phoniness that we're surrounded in, even on display last night. With the exception of the wife of the Navy SEAL, her tears were real. But ask yourself, Mnuchin, the Goldman Sachs Treasury Secretary, Cohen, Goldman Sachs Chief Economic Advisor, there last night. We're told that they sacrificed to serve the public. They got a tax break. They got no taxes on hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars these men have extracted from the financial system, from people like you and me, from pensions to lost homes. And ask yourself, do you think they would have gone on that Navy SEAL mission? Do you think their son or daughter would have gone on that Navy SEAL mission? They're fake. They're frauds. So, sorry to say, we're thrilled with what we do. We're here to try to preserve our standard of living, to keep the frauds from stealing from us, and we try to enhance. I wish the market reflected true capitalism. I wish the market reflected profit and earnings and was all that, stuff that you learned in junior high. The sad truth is, it's been hijacked, was probably hijacked years ago, but we certainly see it now. On March 9th of this year, I'll do a video showing you how on March 9th of 2009, it certainly was rigged. And I'm going to show you how. So feel free to follow us. I'm Bag of Don at StockMarketCaddy.com. You can subscribe to us on YouTube if you like these little editorials once in a while. A dose of reality. You're not going to get it anyplace else. And if you want to follow us on Twitter, feel free. And better yet, if you want to try to preserve your wealth, maybe enhance it, feel free to join our little private club. But I'm Bag of Don at StockMarketCaddy.com. Just reminding everyone, the fake media, they're not alone. Whether it be Obama or Trump. And just as Trump points to the stock market as a scorecard, Obama was too. And if you recall, the rhinos didn't want, they challenged Obama, supposedly, on the debt ceiling, yet he increased the debt from 7 or 8 trillion to 20 trillion. Not a word about the debt ceiling. We're going deeper. We're going deeper. And it's just not, it's unfortunate And we'll leave it at that. Best of luck. Hope you follow. Bag it on.